at Minerva, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a sew along for this Burda pattern 6060, and today we're going to be making version B with the flounce sleeves and skirt. So today we're going to be using this wonderful Dashwood Studios challis, and it's a rayon challis and it's hot pink, so I think this is a super colour. It comes in 6 colours, so should you wish to choose a different colour, just go ahead and do so. Now the fabric is woven, it's a light to medium weight and it's 140 centimetres wide. Should you wish to make this dress exactly the same as me today, everything that I use will be linked in a bundle below. So all you have to do is click on that link and you'll have everything you need. So you will receive the fabric in the colourway of your choosing, the pattern, a matching thread, some elastic, because this version has elastic in a casing around the waist, and some interfacing. So just click on the link should you wish to sew along with me today. Now, while you're here, we'd love it if you join the Minerva Craft Club. When you join the Minerva Craft Club, you get 10% off all your orders for a whole year, and that includes anything that you buy today. Also, we'd love it if you create a free account. When you create a free account, you can connect with like-minded sewers from all over the world, share projects and ideas, notions, inspiration, and just collect everything in one place to do with your sewing hobby. It's a great place to gain inspiration and connect with people who love sewing just as much as you do. So why not go ahead and do that now? Now before we begin, please wash and prepare your fabric as you would normally. If you machine wash and tumble dry, go ahead and do that, and any shrinkage will occur now and not later when you've made your beautiful makes. So just wash and launder it normally. Then when you've done so, you want to get your pattern and locate your sizing on the back. So don't just go for your standard dress size. Measure yourself with a tape measure and make sure that it matches up with the measurements here. Also in the Burda patterns, there is further information inside. So you get a pattern guide like this, and you check your sizing for bust, waist and hips on this piece, which is on the pattern pieces. Check your measurements, and then when you're clear what your sizing is for this pattern, we're ready to go and cut our pattern pieces. So remember, we are making version B, so we will go and cut those pieces together now. So here we have our pattern pieces. This is your back piece for A and B, and you're going to cut one on the fold. This is your fold and your straight grain. Mark your small circles. This is where you lengthen or shorten. And this mark here, I've made a note of it with chalk, look, on either side. This is for your elastic casing at the waist. And we are making B, so I've cut here. If you're making A, you cut there. Next we have our front piece. Again, you're going to cut one on the fold. Here is your fold. This is your placement for the placket if you're doing version A. Make a note of your dark markings here. So I tend to notch it at the side and put a chalk mark here. Again, mark your small circles. Lengthen or shorten here and mark your casing here and here, either side. Here is our cutting line for B, and here is your measurement for A. here we have the flounce. Now this one is for the skirt. Front and back, so you want to cut 2 of these and you're cutting them on the fold here. So this is your fold, centre, back and front. Here we have our sleeve pieces. Now, as you can see, I've made mine a little shorter. So we have this marking here for lengthening and shortening. I wanted this one slightly shorter, so I've folded it up there. So you're going to cut 2 sleeves, and this is your straight grain. Mark this notch and this notch. Here is your band attachment line for A, and here is your marking for B. Here we have the flounce for the sleeve. This is your straight grain. You're going to cut 2. Make a note of these small circles. And as you can see on this one, again, I wanted this flounce slightly shorter, so I've just shortened it a little here. Cut 2. Here we have the casing strip. Now cut the casing strip on the fold, and your grain line can go either this way or this way. Cut one of those on the fold, and you're going to place that in the markings, the chalk markings you've made on your front and back panels. Now here we have our back neckline band and our front neckline band. These are to be cut on the bias, so the cross grain of the fabric, and this is where you're going to fold it, here and here. Cut one of each. So to begin, our first job is to sew in our darts. So if you locate your notches and your little mark that you made for the point of your dart, you'll know that you're on the wrong side, because if, like me, you will have these markings for your casing. You bring those notches together at the side, back tack a little, and then you're heading towards your point here. So just sew off the edge. There's your point. Sew off the edge, and you're going to leave threads so that you can knot them. Same again on the other side, back tack to begin. Locate the point that you made. Straight off the edge. Now you want to take your front and back neckband piece, fold it in half lengthways, and then press it down. Now we're going to stitch these to our front and our back dress pieces. So you're going to stitch it to your front and your back piece. And when you're stitching this band on, you need to make sure that you are doing it right sides facing. So I've got the right side facing up here on my front. Here are my darts pressed downwards. Here's my neckband piece. So right sides facing right side. And when you've stitched on your neckband pieces, you can trim them and neaten them. So I'm just zigzagging mine. And then we're going to press them down towards the front and towards the back. Now lay the dress back on top of the dress front. Bring together at the shoulder seams. You're going to sew the shoulder seams and also onto that front band here. So you're going to stitch that in one continuous line of stitching. So from here to the edge of the shoulder and the so back tack to begin. Remember your neck facing, your neck pieces are facing outwards, so it's stood up. 1.5 centimetre seam allowance, and stitch across your shoulder seam. your shoulder seam you can open up and press flat, but these little bits of the neckband, turn those under and hand stitch those down by hand just so that they don't show or move around on the right side. Now bring your side seams together, right sides facing, and you're going to stitch down that side seam, 1.5cm seam allowance again. You're going to take your skirt panels, the flounces for the bottom, and you're going to stitch them together at the side seams, 1.5cm seam allowance, right sides facing. Also, fold each piece in half and make a notch at the centre so you'll know where the centre of your front and back is. So do that on each piece as well. Now trim and neaten off your side seams, and then you can stitch your hem on your flounce before you add it to your skirt. Well, you've got less weight really. So I'm going to turn mine up double, but just a small amount. So that's less than a centimetre, maybe 7mm, all the way around. Now, right sides facing, line up your centre front and your centre front flounce, bottom skirt, and add a pin. And then line up your side seam. On each side. So right sides facing on the bottom flounce of the skirt. Then you're going to pin that and stitch it the whole way around. Now take your casing strip and press it on both sides so it's about 1 centimetre. So mine's just over. Give myself a little bit extra allowance there. And now we're going to stitch that to the inside of our dress where we made our casing markings. So we're going to pin that either side, quite close to the edge, and you're going to leave a gap at this side to pull your elastic through the casing. So once you've got it all pinned round on the inside, you can stitch. Just make sure you don't catch any of the dress underneath as you go. Now you're going to thread your elastic through the inside of your casing using a large safety pin or a large blunt darning needle. That's what I like to use, with it fastened onto the end. And just make sure you don't lose the other end as it pulls through. Feed it all the way through, and then you're going to join those ends together. So this is what your elastic casing looks like on the right side when you've evened out your gathers. Now you're going to pin your flounce to the bottoms of your sleeve. Make sure you've got the right side. So have your pair the opposite way. So I've got one with a notch here and this sleeve with a notch on this side. Now I'm pinning it before I do this side seam. So if you do each side first, so that's the side of the flounce and that's the side of the sleeve. And just pin it all the way across on both sleeves. And then when you've sewn on your sleeve flounce, you can just finish off that edge, zigzag or overlock it. Now sew up the side of your sleeve seam, making sure that you match the seam where the flounce meets. when you reach it. So now you're going to set in your sleeves. So match your underarm seam here with the side seam on your dress. Match your notches, sleeve and front, pin it. Match your notch at the shoulder and pin it all the way around. Now we're going to stitch that in. Take your pins out as you go. So open up and lay flat any seams as you arrive at them. So now when your sleeves are in, you just need to hem the bottoms of your sleeve flounce. So again, I'm just going to turn it under twice so that it's a small hem like this. Now, after a quick try on, I'm finding that neckline stands a little tall on me because I have quite a small neck, and you might feel the same. So just a little tip for you. What I've done, I've just turned it down again, and I'm going to stitch from the outside just so that that's a much narrower neck for me. And you might want to do the same. Try it on, you may like it as it is. Well, I hope you've enjoyed sewing along with me today. Remember, everything I've used today will be linked in a bundle below. So all you have to do is click on the link and you'll have everything you need. Have you made this pattern before? Please let us know in the comments below. We'd love to see what you've been making. Do you have any questions? Pop those in the comments and we'll do our best to help you in any way we can. Remember to like and follow Minerva to get more video content like this every week. Well, that's all for today, but I hope to be back with you with another sew along really soon. Bye for now.